Everything in this video is for educational purposes only. Know that by doing any of these methods, your points and coupons can potentially be invalidated, which means you will not be able to use them for Slurpees, pizzas, and other 7-Eleven products. Slurpee is a trademark of 7-Eleven Incorporated and all of their products. I own nothing mentioned in this video. Yeah, let's get on with the video. 7 days, 7 days. For the past 7 days, I've eaten a mass amount of 7-Eleven pizzas and I've drank way too many 7-Eleven Slurpees. With what just started as a simple little hobby, quickly turned into an addiction. An addiction to where one Slurpee was not enough. Almost every stream you saw me on, I had a 7-Eleven Slurpee. 7-Eleven! And it wasn't stopping there. I wanted more. I wanted to know how I could get the most out of my points, how I could get a 7-Eleven pizza, how I could get their taquitos and hot dogs. I wasn't getting their taquitos and hot dogs. But the fact was, I figured out a method on how to get a bunch of points. And now I'm here to share that with you. The original Slurpee type drink was an icy/ice created by Omar Needlick when he accidentally froze bottles of soda in his freezer to create a Slurpee type drink. Ices, you know ices? Kind of like a Slurpee, but it's not really a Slurpee, but it tastes like a Slurpee. 7-Eleven come 1966 licensed the machine and the drink itself, rebranding it to Slurpee because of the way that people slurped on the drink when they were drinking it. 7-Eleven licensed their machine from Omar. Ever since, Slurpee has gone through many different design changes. Since the creation of the Slurpee, there have been over 300 different types of flavors of it. However, throughout all of the branding changes that have come along the years, Slurpees have still remained one of America's, Canada's, all over the world's favorite drink. Specifically, Winnipeg, who consumes way more Slurpees than anyone else, and Detroit, who happens to be the United States Slurpee capital. But all of that aside, let's get back into the things that you guys are here for. How to get free 7-Eleven points, how to get free Slurpees, and my Slurpee addiction. The date is Monday, April 21st. I'm out doing DoorDash, living my best life, doing things no one could ever imagine. Driving. I'm like, dang, I just want a Slurpee right now. So I load up my T-Mobile Tuesdays app. I go and redeem my coupon for a free Slurpee. Stay with me now. I redeem my free coupon for my free Slurpee. I think in my head, they didn't get rid of this coupon. How could I get around this? Now, I never had a 7-Eleven account before, so I had to make a new one. When I make the account, 800 points popped up. 800 free, luxurious points. I didn't have footage of the 800 points, so this is what we're gonna have to deal with. So I'm getting a free Slurpee and free 800 points, and all I had to put in was my phone number and my email. That seems pretty easy to me, right? And I have 2 phones. Streamer, I need 2 phones, camera and chat. So I have 2 phone numbers. So I'm like, so I could at least get 2 free Slurpees and 1,600 points, huh? And that's where the problem started. I got my first 2 free Slurpees, and then I scrolled down on the 7-Eleven app, and I found something I should have never been able to find. Merge accounts. So in order for this method to work for you, you're going to need at least 2 phone numbers, at least 2 emails, and at least an hour of your time. Maybe not an hour if you really work pretty quickly. I warn you though, after you do this method at least around 8-ish times, the numbers will not be allowed to make any new 7-Eleven accounts. I don't know if that's a permanent thing, if that's just like a little wee bit thing, but you're not gonna be able to make any more 7-Eleven accounts. But you're gonna have your points, unless they patch the method. So here's what we do. We merge the 2 accounts that we have into whichever you want to be your main account. Make sure if you have T-Mobile Tuesdays, you are redeeming the Slurpee coupon on each version, because when you merge the accounts, your rewards transfer as well. Wash, rinse, repeat. You make a new account with the number that no longer has an account, merge them again, and you keep going. I think I racked up around 8,000 points. I'm currently extremely poor right now, so that's why I did the method. I wasn't trying to rip you off 7-Eleven by any means necessary. I just don't have money right now, and I couldn't spend money on food. So your points actually helped me a lot, and I'm very appreciative. If this does end up getting patched, I do understand, because you do want to make money. It helped me through a rough time. As I'm still going through that rough time, and I know I can't do the method anymore, I do value what it was, because that pizza did help through that day. I'm not gonna lie. And the Slurpees gave me a really good morale boost. So thank you 7-Eleven for that. For anyone that might be considering doing this method, I would say at least be a little respectful. Maybe spread it out across different 7-Elevens. I tried not to really go to the same 7-Eleven twice whenever I was getting Slurpees and stuff like that, because this is people's livelihood. You know, this does cost money for them. Try to spread it out a little bit. All of that aside, here's my experience with it. I may not be able to eat at 7-Eleven ever again. I literally, there was not a stream. There was not a single stream where you would not be able to catch me with a Slurpee drink in hand, potentially considering going to get like a 7-Eleven banana, pizza slice, something. Now, after I did Ramadan, I don't think I can eat pork anymore, because every time I have, my stomach is hurt. But like I said, I'm not in really the best situation. So there's dead ass times where like, I'm like, dude, I need to eat food and all I have is pork. And so it's just kind of like, okay, I eat it. And then my stomach is like, boom! And I'm like, dang, bruh. Like, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to exist. But the breaking point for 7-Eleven really was, I did DoorDash for 14 hours one night. During that day, I had only 2 Slurpees and a large 7-Eleven pizza. I think I ate half of the pizza, right? I ate half of the pizza. After I ate the first 2 slices, my stomach was cooked. I'm telling you, my stomach was absolutely destroyed. It was going through it. I was throwing up Slurpee. I was the pizza, bruh. But I lived, I survived. I ended up making the money through the DoorDash and everything that I had to make that night. But after that, I could still drink a Slurpee. I used my last Slurpee coupon like yesterday, so like I could in theory, but at 7-Eleven, I don't know, bro. That pizza, y'all might have to like take a pick out of like other gas stations books and actually have like a restaurant in there. If 7-Eleven could craft an actual restaurant and have people work in there, similar to like Wawa or other places that have like chicken places in there, you guys can make a lot of money, 7-Eleven. But the way you're doing pizzas and stuff now, that food is not good. And there's some times where like the pizza will be sitting there for hours. At least at some of the 7-Elevens I went to, I ended up getting a pizza slice that was supposed to be thrown away 2 hours before, and I still had to eat it because I had already left the store. And not only did I already leave the store, but like I had no more points or money to go get more, and I was hungry. Like I said, I'm in a bad situation right now. I had to do what I had to do. All of that aside, bro, remember that if you use this method, please try to be respectful to all the workers and everybody that works there. You're taking advantage basically of a glitch in the system. So just be as respectful as possible and try to spread it out across different 7-Elevens. And remember, if your coupons and your points become invalid, you feel like you lost time, that is not my fault. I have only given you the information. What you do with said information, that is beyond my control. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Enjoy what has been created over the past 70+ years by Omar and by 7-Eleven for making these beautiful, icy, very highly sugary, unhealthy products. Yeah, you have a great rest of your day. Peace. A little bonus part that I completely forgot to add. 7-Eleven and Slurpees have like a bunch of really cool merch. Not sponsored. This video was never sponsored. I don't think they would ever sponsor something like someone taking advantage of their points. But 7-Eleven has really cool merch. I was looking through their merch stuff and they have some pretty cheap stuff that I feel like is kind of geared towards like skaters, a little bit of streetwear, not for real, but like if you skate or longboard, this might be for you. I know I longboard, and so I have a bunch of like stuff for like Coca-Cola brands and things like that. This might hit if you're at 7-Eleven a lot and you just kind of like go and consume so many Slurpees and it's just kind of like a lifestyle vibe for you. Go check it out, bro. It's really cool. I also saw like inflatable Slurpee things, and I could just imagine some like funny ass skits coming from this and shit like that. I digress. Enjoy your Slurpees for real. That's a good one.